Today, every day, small cap investors visit Agoracom knowing this is the day to discover the world's next great company, to have their dreams come true. That's why I take to the open road, to find them, to tell their stories, to engage them, to bring them to life, because they want to connect with you from your office, your phone, your home, anywhere. Agoracom, find your dream. Welcome to CEO Interviews, a production of Agoracom in which we take the time to speak with small cap executives about what's going on at their companies. As always, we're thankful that you're watching, but if you can't always watch, remember to pick us up via podcast, Spotify, Apple, Google, and listen at your leisure. With us today, the company Eyecarrot. We're happy to have him back again. Adam Sajelski, CEO, and Terry Booth, the new executive chairman. The company trades on the TSX Venture Exchange under the stock symbol EYC. For our friends in the US, EYCCF, and for our friends in Europe under 2EYA. Now, for those of you new to the story, that's going to be a lot of you. We're watching you on social media. We see that as popping in anticipation of this. Let us tell you a little bit about the company because most of you are new to the story. Eyecarrot essentially is a vision therapy and training company. What that means is they go well beyond fixing eyes that simply can't read letters on an eye chart. That's what your optometrist does. What Eyecarrot does, without getting too technical, is that they deliver high-performing brains by optimizing performance of your eyes. And the result is a faster brain through stronger eyes. More than just lip service, their client list includes the Dallas Stars, the Chicago Cubs, Sporting KC out of the MLS, Tennis Canada, and even Eli Wilson Goaltending, the world's leader in goaltending development. As with respect to our guest of honor, most of you know him. He's founder and former CEO of Aurora Cannabis, a company that he started with $2.5 million of his own capital before leading it to a peak value of $18 billion. What most of you probably don't know is that he's been involved in over 30 transactions and acquisitions in the last 5 years, and he's got 25 years of experience in creating and growing companies just like Eyecarrot. Gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Hey, George. I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me. It's been an interesting time since February 6th. There's been a numerous number of opportunities that have come my way, and I have a friend who, introduced me to Adam, and it wasn't long after that I thought that this is a direction I really, really want to go, and we can get into that as you.
Yeah, let me ask you that because, look, you're a highly successful serial entrepreneur. Undoubtedly, I don't think anyone would be surprised to know that you probably had multiple opportunities on the table in your transition after Aurora. Why did you choose to become executive chairman of Eyecarrot?
It was really through the my experience in Eyecarrot, and I have a daughter who's 31 years old now. She's a grade 1 teacher, and when she was growing up, she had a very bad left eye and a very good right eye. And the treatment that they used was to patch her good eye and let her bad eye try and strengthen, which is considered these days barbaric. And just the fact that the early childhood results in school, 30, I think, Adam, or 25 to 40% are relative to vision and vision correction, that this binocular strength where the muscles connect to the brain makes total sense. And sure, your athletes are using it, but that's to get them, they're probably already very, very well balanced. But when we start testing our young kids, K1, 2, 3, and finding that their binocular balance isn't the same, and having a therapy that these guys have created to fix it is not only a noble vision, but it's a global vision. And what a great year to do this, 2020. So I like the team. The other thing is I'm not a science guy. I'm smart in the cannabis space for sure. Ask me anything with respect to any cultivar. But I did put Adam and his team through the ringer with some of the PhDs that I know that are highly regarded in Canada. And they came back to be quite excited. And if you know PhDs, they very rarely get excited. They are normally, and these particular ones are very questionable. And when they endorsed what these guys were doing over at Eyecarrot, it was a no-brainer for me to step into another industry that helps. I believe the cannabis industry helps, and people have better days, and as will Eyecarrot.
Adam, how did you feel about, look, you must have been excited on the one hand about the possibility of Terry coming on to the company, but, explain to us maybe how rigorous his due diligence part was, and, what made the difference at the end of the day as to why you passed with flying colors.
Hi, George. Thanks for asking the question. For us, obviously, we've been through 5 years of really hard work to build this platform, to understand the industry we're in. And of course, the people that I was speaking with through Terry's relationships are very experienced in education, very experienced in general research. So my scientific team, I pretty much deferred to our Chief Scientific Officer, Dr. Leonard Press, to respond with all the information, all the research that we have in the industry and with our technology. And it was a very simple process. It was really just sharing what's been out there for a decade, 15, 20 years now. And ultimately, I was beside myself to finally hear Terry call me and say, let's do this. And it's a life-changing moment. And it's most importantly for the industry that I'm working in, it's an industry changing opportunity. Someone like Terry, with the experience he has in changing policy and telling the world that things should be done differently, is exactly what our industry needs. And I can't tell you how excited we as a team are to have someone of Terry's caliber to give us the impetus to move forward and to really make a global change.
Terry, Eyecarrot has really made its name from high profile sports clients, and deservedly so. But you clearly have a passion because of your daughter's experience and what you're involved with now. What kind of an impact do you think Eyecarrot could have on education for kids in Canada, North America, and around the world?
Sure. Well, one in at least 4 kids have eye troubles or vision trouble, and we don't test early enough. We put a chart on the wall and expect that that's all that there is to do. When we get into the technicalities of the strength of the brain and the binocular muscles that connect to the brain from the back of the eye, and see that we can strengthen those muscles so that they're balanced. And the way Adam explained to me is where it caught me, is when you take a pair of binoculars and you turn it up and down, you're focusing how far, but when you turn your little dials, you're balancing your eyes. And the athletes probably have excellent balance, but if you can improve a fighter's balance by maybe 2%, that 2 millimeters that punch missed the bottom of his chin could mean the difference in the fight. And it could also mean the difference in the 2 millimeters that he gained on how he delivered his punch and in winning that fight. That said, the athletic world they're gonna love this. They already are loving it, but the marketability and the market strength of our children and the number of children that will benefit from them is a far more bigger market from a capital markets point of view and from a success company point of view. Sure, you could maybe make some decent returns on having those athletes endorse the product, but actually making the change and going into the school systems and having seen the results where children are learning more because their vision. There's many kids, I've heard many stories now, and don't think I didn't look onto this on the internet, that even if you wait till grade 3 before you catch that binocular strength, or even if they have any vision problem, they've also lost a lot of confidence in those first 3 years in learning. So they're behind the ball to begin with. So getting them into the program, which isn't an intensive program, it's not a lot of work, believe it or not, to get these kids watching the tablets and doing what programs. I'll let Adam speak to how that all works, but it has results fairly quickly where you can see the improvements. And I think you'll see a lot of smiling parents when they find that there's
relief.
Relief for sure.
Well, let's talk about, so, you said something, so to stick with that, you actually said, I'm going to read it in your quote, you said, our product will set the standard in this nascent industry on a global basis. So look, that's a lofty goal, even for someone who's achieved your level of success. Where does your confidence come from, given the fact that Eyecarrot's mostly been in North America? And how are you going to bring your network to bear in order to help, Eyecarrot achieve that goal?
Sure. Well, start. My last 7 years with Aurora had me traveling quite a bit. I've been in well over 50 countries, meeting with health officials around the world with respect to medical cannabis systems. Those are the same people that would run the show in this regard and point us in the right direction to speak to the educators, the politico, and the bureaucrats. I have my years of experience in my other businesses are regulatory as well. So I do feel I have a way of convincing government to at least hear a story. And I'm going to help Eyecarrot in a big way. Number one, get some governance sorted out at the board level. Make sure that we have the right people on board. You've seen the science of this is everything. And having those people being able to explain to their counterparts, whether it be at associations, whether it be at conferences, is really how you'll build this from the ground up in other nations. We all around the world have eye problems, and we can help even in the countries that don't have the systems. We're going to be a good citizen in that regard and giving back to countries that need this. It's an opportunity to be a very large company with, I would say, thousands of employees and
Wow.
in various countries. So I'm not afraid of hiring. I've never been afraid of hiring, and we will be attracting some of the best. And you'll see that in one of our first objectives, I think, and Adam agrees, is to build the team to even be stronger and more renowned, and then to get that team aligned and then focus our efforts on the step-by-step process that will get this rolling in the best way possible.
And Terry, a lot of people say that, and Adam, I'm going to kick this over to you. A lot of small cap companies, that's what you expect them to say, that they have big ambitions of growth. The difference here is that Terry's already done it, both privately with a lot of his dealings, but obviously with Aurora Cannabis and what he was able to do there. How does it feel to have someone like Terry knowing that he can reach out to health officials all over the world and introduce Eyecarrot at lightning speed, something that just 45 days ago you'd even imagine would be possible?
Obviously, as a CEO running a startup, you are constantly dealing with all the pressures of keeping your staff and raising money and building a product and, most importantly, launching a product and getting that feedback from the marketplace. And we've lived through a lot of that. So Terry knows and appreciates what we've built and where we
Right.
are. But, we're not naive. We know that we need to take a level up, and it's an unbelievable feeling to know that you've got a team that is going to come together that have successfully commercialized a global opportunity, that have changed policy. I don't even know how to explain it, honestly, and how it feels. And it's our chief scientist, Selwyn Super, passed away 2 months ago at the beginning of the COVID scenario. He was 80, I believe 88 years old, and his deep passion has always been education. And we chased the shiny ball of the sports, of the athletes, of the brand building vision. And when Terry came to the table and said, "I want to impact how our education system works and how our children develop their vision," it was almost something out of karma that as Selwyn passed and we're moving the torch forward, we're very excited about the future and what this means to level up as a company and bring the caliber of people that he's envisioning. You will see in the next few weeks, we are going to be adding a significant quality of individuals to the team at the board level, at the scientific board level, that is going to change our path forward. And we're all excited as a team. Our industry should be excited for what we're about to do, and it's an amazing opportunity that I almost can't even explain.
So Terry, is this what the company meant? And I'm going to read this from the press release when they said, "Mr. Booth brings established track record of transformational leadership to Eyecarrot." Are we seeing that happening already based on what Adam just said? Stronger board, stronger governance, stronger people. And is that what makes you fearless to go from startup to $18 billion company back down to $15 million company and doing it all over again?
Yeah, no, I love business. Okay, I really truly love business. I enjoy sorting stacks of paper. I enjoy reading regulations. It's weird. It's what I do. It's what I've done for 30 odd years since I started a company that was issuing electrical, plumbing, and gas and building permits in Alberta. The ability to raise cash, I have a pretty good track record on that as well.
Pretty good, to say the least.
Raised well over $1 billion during our times and did some major transactions. I've learned a lot in 7 years about the capital markets. I look forward to bringing Adam up to speed the very best I can. He's a smart guy. He's going to be under the gun, if you will, learning what we're going to be doing on the capital market side. But at the same time, we have to build this team. As I said, not afraid to hire people from around the world that are of top caliber that will believe in this story. We have the connections to get to them. We will get to them, COVID or not. It's something that I'm already getting juiced about right now.
Terry, I got goosebumps right now. I'm not kidding you. This is you feel the energy.
Yeah, it's exciting, and you think about it. It's so easy to say yes to helping this cause. If I wasn't joining the board, I would still help Adam in any way I could to get him in front of the proper people to explain his story. We've not known each other for that long. I was introduced by a fellow who's introduced like 10 opportunities to me, of which I've said no 9 times. So this 10th one, he bugged me about it, and I said, okay, let's talk to this guy. And I had the first conversation with Adam, and I was, whoa, I need to get him to talk to some of the PhDs that I know to vet if this is for real. And I did my own research, and I'm excited as hell and taking this forward on a fast track as well. I don't like slowing down. I don't like raising a bunch of money, then not deploying it properly. I'll be a little bit more careful. You learn during your 30 acquisitions on where you really have to stick to your knitting and what they're going to bring you short-term, long-term. People cost money, offices cost money. So we want to get going as soon as possible in generating decent revenue. And I think this particular type of cause was way easier than cannabis. Remember, cannabis is still illegal in half the world. We convinced many countries to have medical systems. This exists, the ability to help with vision. We're just going to take it to the next step, this next amazing step in strengthening children's eyes without them having to wear glasses for the rest of their lives.
Adam, I'm assuming when Terry says you're going to be under the gun, you're okay with that, because up until now, like you said, with all startup, small cap CEOs, you're typically under the gun, just trying to keep it all together and move the ball forward. Now it sounds like you're going to be under the gun, just trying to keep up with Terry and his team and the growth plans. How does that feel to switch gears?
That's an awesome question. Very excited. I've never shied away from challenges. This whole project has been a challenge from day one. And, I got motivated to jump down this rabbit hole from a personal experience. As you know, I'm a big advocate of Singularity University out of California, and they're focused on solving global issues that affect at least 1 billion people around the world. I've been on this mission, and I'm more than excited to learn from some of the best business people in the world. And it's a true honor to be able to work with Terry and this cause to try and affect and impact this fantastic opportunity. It's like a dream coming true in real time with Terry and what he can bring to the table. And he knows that we've got 70-80% of the way there. And I think he knows what we need. And I'm all ears and I'm ready for the opportunity. So,
well, it's a match made in heaven, because you guys got this fantastic technology. Terry's got the passion, the fantastic network. Last question to you, Terry. a lot of viewers of Agoracom, either they're, if they're visitors on the site, if they watch these videos, or if they follow me on social media, they know I've been pounding the table for a couple of years now that the convergence of transformative technologies like augmented reality, artificial intelligence, 3D printing, and things like that, I've said are going to create greater opportunities in the 2020s, this decade, than the last 2 decades combined. Does Eyecarrot's technology deserve to be added to that same list?
100%. 100%. You're also mentioned another one, big data. As we collect successes with big data, machine learning, and getting into technicalities of exactly what part of the vision was improved, our systems are only going to get better. It is something you can do from your home, but we're going to recommend that this gets done at schools. We're going to train the schools to use this high-tech knowledge to really enhance the ability to know early. And those that you mentioned, that's what they've done. Artificial intelligence is big in the 2020s. Again, I just love that it's 2020. I just get a kick out of that. And
that's right. That just clicked in for me. It's what you're joining. You're moving this company forward in 2020. How ironic is that at the end of the day?
And with the exit from Aurora, you feel like, geez, no, maybe I should just retire. I couldn't do it for 3 hours. So.
Because it's not about the money, right, Terry? Most people will say, "Oh, Terry, why don't you just retire?" But it's not about the money. I'm sure you might do whatever you want, but you need a purpose when you.
I'm okay with having a little bit of scratch. That's fine. This is not about the money whatsoever. This is about a passionate cause that's going to make a difference in the world. And when you can do that, and you can go and lay your bones in the dirt and know that you've made a change in people's lives. At the end of the day, what's better, especially in the child's life. I used to have a picture. In fact, it said on the picture, it doesn't matter what ends up in your bank account. It matters if you made a difference in the life of a child. So going from the space of better days for human beings and patients with cannabis to helping children, come on, man, that makes me excited as hell.
That's a win-win, right? That's a win-win where you can create shareholder value and create wealth for people around, but at the same time, knowing that you've changed the lives of, I don't want to say it, but it sounds like you're going after thousands, tens of thousands, 100,000. If you're going global, you're hoping one day that you're going to be impacting millions and millions of lives and families. Like you said earlier, when the child is happy and learning, then you got more satisfied parents, you got a happier family. So I said last question, but I'll say it again. What inning is Eyecarrot in based on what you just said? If this is a baseball game, what inning is Eyecarrot in?
Middle of the first. We're up to bat.
Adam, you're smiling like a Cheshire cat. I'll leave the last words to you to kind of sign off. What do you have to say to your shareholder who's been loyal and believing in you for all these years and you've gotten to this stage?
Well, as Terry said, welcome to the first inning. It's been a long road, but this is a complete game-changing moment for our company, for our cause, for our mission. We have a very global and noble mission, and Terry and I are both aligned in what we're trying to achieve. And hopefully, our shareholders are excited about the future and ready to move ahead.
Well, I'm a shareholder. I'm happy, but more importantly, it's great to know that we're going to be helping people at the same time. That's an amazing thing to be a part of. Terry, thanks so much for joining us today. I mean, we could be talking for another hour easily.
Sure. But I look forward to speaking with you again. And we're going to set the standard. We're going to set the global standard, and we look forward to people following in our shoes and helping us, get this done around the world. Let's make this the standard in education, a standard test.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you both. This is a fantastic interview. I'm sure everyone at home is going to appreciate watching this or listen to it on their podcast. And for those of you who are at home, this is a great time to do your due diligence. There's only so much Netflix we can be doing. There's only so much social media scrolling we can do. And Take advantage of this opportunity right now. We've been pounding the table on Eyecarrot for about 30, 40 days already. Didn't know Terry was coming on. Now he's here and he's painting an even better picture. Do your due diligence by getting to Agoracom. Go to the Eyecarrot profile so you can really have the technology and everything explained to you in layman's terms so you can really get comfortable with it. Then do your due diligence with the company on their website. And if you got questions, look, the company, the team has got a verified discussion forum on Agoracom. Terry, I'm sure you've witnessed that in the past where, people saying all sorts of crazy things about you and your company while you're growing, but on Agoracom, civilized, moderated, powerful discussion between shareholders and management. So when a company like Eyecarrot gives you that kind of access and that kind of transparency, A, you got to take advantage of it. And B, you got to figure they're very confident in where they're going. So thanks for joining us, everyone. Have a fantastic day. See you next time.